Hello everyone, I'm a mangaka, Boichi. Today, we are talking about the manga. It's Boichi's manga column time. For the sake of manga education for global, I have created a YouTube channel. However, the most important thing on our channel is the manga column. This video is our third attempt at filming the same topic. I wanted to show you a new video rather than just filming it straightforwardly. So we put in a lot of effort. We filmed it twice before, but we haven't been able to present those videos to you. This is how we are. We are not very good at making videos, and we can't keep up well with YouTube trends. We are slow learners. But we do not give up. We won't give up. When we fail in our dreams, we will be very disappointed, but we will not regret it. We won't regret it because we will do our best. Dreaming and pursuing the goal is challenging. The dream for everyone, it's about our future, and even if we fail, there is no shame in that. We might fail, but that's fine. If we tried our best but it didn't work out, then that's just how it is. However, being afraid of failure and doing nothing at all is an entirely different matter. So, that's what we want to talk about. Our dream is this: the birth of manga industries in every country around the world. Not just a manga industry. Manga, webtoons, graphic novels, comics, and cartoons all develop and unite together to create one huge global service, a global market. Since we are all one family, a family name needs to be attached. So I named it Toon, the birth of toon businesses in countries around the world. And then these come together to form a global toon business. We are dreaming about this. Wouldn't it be great if manga industries were born in countries around the world? Wouldn't it be great if a new manga market emerged where you live? Aspiring manga artists around the world would be really happy. But what would be good for your country? Is it because a new stage for the business field has been created? Or is it because there's a new place where you can showcase your work? Of course, that's part of it too, but the industries should also benefit the country and region where you live. I've mentioned this before. A manga center that supports aspiring manga artists and new creators. I hope the government of each country builds and operates it. They build and operate the manga centers and programs. I hope their government will provide support. We need manpower. Some may question whether it's necessary to invest in national legislation just to foster modest growth in the manga industry. Is manga really that important? Then I would like to say this. Every aspiring manga artist in your country are treasure. Young and talented aspiring manga artists are obviously treasures. I said 1,000,000 times, young and talented aspiring manga artists are obviously treasures. Who can be denied this? Or some might say, okay, we understand that they are young and precious artists, but why specifically aspiring manga artists? Why are young and new manga artists treasures? Okay, let's think about it this way. A country starts economic development. All countries' economies should develop, right? When the economy grows, it grows bigger and bigger. Various industries develop. The automotive industry is growing, and the IT services business is developing. Many industries have experienced growth. But wouldn't it be great if the cultural industry also developed? Wouldn't it be nice if the cultural industry thrived? These days, you hear a lot about semiconductors, AI, and electric cars in the news, right? Why do they only talk about these things? What about the cultural industry? Don't you wish for the cultural industry in your country to develop? Don't you ever think it would be great? You need it, right? Not just developing, but thriving immensely. Don't you want to see it sweep across the world? Haven't you ever dreamed about it? I believe it's possible for any country. It's totally possible. You can have a cultural industry that sweeps the world. In every country, without exception, can achieve this. Your country can do it. All cultures in their region are so beautiful and excellent. Their language, art, literature, and culture hold tremendous potential. No country or culture lacks potential. There are no people without cultural potential. Anyone can unleash their potential. The problem is whether it can be unleashed explosively. Everyone has the potential, but can they unleash it explosively? And what will happen once it's unleashed? In a country where animation, films, TV, series, and games are booming, what is needed? Many things are needed. Among those, a wealth of intellectual property from that country is essential. The content is crucial. A country's soft power requires a rich reservoir of IP to create games and movies. Of course, the game itself can become an original IP on its own. Or the movie can become an original IP on its own too. But it's difficult to generate it in large quantities. Why? Because it costs a lot of money. They require substantial investment over a prolonged period to produce. And it's extremely difficult to create in large numbers. We hope our country produces about 5,000 films as our IP this year. Aha. Sorry, but I'm afraid it's impossible. It doesn't happen. Even if 5,000 films are produced, it's still challenging for all of them to be shown in market. Let's see about one of the countries with the most booming film industry in the world, India. The film industry of India is truly amazing. They can produce an incredible number of films. It's remarkable. Many people love to watch movies. So, how many films do they produce annually? About 2,500 films. That's an impressive, but it's not 5,000. Now, the rich IP that I am talking about it's not just any IP. It needs to be IP that can develop into various cultural industries. And how and what do we create IP that can develop into cultural industries? How should we do it? First, we need commercially proven IP. It needs to be commercially viable. We need proven IP. It should have good ideas, be enjoyable, and be entertaining. And it should be great a multimedia art form. It should include visuals with story and cool characters, like character design and mecha design, great stories and interesting scenarios. It should be comprehensive art that includes all these elements. If such a thing exists and we want to produce it, how should we go about it? It needs to be made inexpensively. It needs to be created and verified quickly in the market. To do all this, it should be produced by a small team or a person. For example, what if one person could create it? Do you get the point of what I'm talking about, right? Why manga is necessary for your country. For a country's cultural industry to thrive greatly, you need a supplier that can mass-produce original IPs, which are commercially viable and entertaining comprehensive arts. And this IP has another very important aspect. It should contain the hearts, souls, lives, and culture of the people of your country. It must reflect your people, their lives, and their stories. To reflect the people of your country, what's necessary? It must have come from the personal. An art form created by a committee of 100 people can't purely capture that essence. It's difficult to convey that essence. That is why I say it must be personal. It must reflect the creator's heart and soul, thereby capturing the essence of the people of your country. And it should cover various genres and topics, right? If you're an author, you could delve into your country's food culture and unique love stories you can share in your work. The stories of interesting experiences from your school days or urban legends. It's manga, right? You can capture and express anything in your work. That's manga. And one day I realized this. Hey, wait a minute. Something's interesting going on. The countries or regions that have swept the world with their film industry at least once. The UK, France, Italy, Hong Kong, Japan, and Korea. And of course, the United States. What's the commonality among these countries? They all have a strong comic culture and industry. I'm a bit cautious to say this, but the UK might be a bit different. Of course, it doesn't mean that the UK doesn't have a strong comic culture and industry. It just seems a bit smaller compared to other countries. I think it might be because the UK has a developed publishing novel industry. The novels seem to take the place of comics in the UK, such as James Bond, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Mary Poppins. These great novels seem to fulfill that role in the UK. But I think it would be great if they had a strong comic market too. Oh, if that happens in the UK, it would be amazing. It would be great if they continued to excel in novels. But if they also had a strong comics industry, it would be even greater. Anyway, that's what I realized. The common factor among these countries is their strong comic cultures. I wondered if this was just a coincidence or if there was some logical reason behind it. After pondering deeply about it, I found that there is a very logical reason. Manga and webtoons especially highlight this. I saw some data about 2 years ago. In Korea, there are about 7,000 webtoons being produced simultaneously. 7,000 titles. Isn't that amazing? Webtoons are supplying an incredible amount of IP to the entire Korean culture. Isn't that wonderful? Many of the hit Korean TV dramas and films on Netflix are based on webtoons, as we all know. Among the greatest and most successful Korean films, many are based on webtoons and Korean manhwa. I believe this is not a coincidence, but rather an inevitability. So, if the manga industry were to be established in countries around the world, many artists would create works unique to their cultures, filled with the souls, cultures, and lives of their people, to create a wealth of enjoyable and entertaining works. These would become IP source that fuels the energy of your cultural industries. In other words, if you want to develop the cultural industry, a comics industry business, you need a manga industry, a toon business. That's what I want to tell you. Of course, there are many other advantages. The manga and comics industries have many benefits. They play a crucial role, not only as creators of comics themselves, but also as providers of material for various media such as movies, games, and dramas. That's what I wanted to tell you about. Thank you for watching. See you next time!